Right, going to do a review of JetBoil Sol titanium cooker. Very lightweight, supposed to be very efficient. Titanium, very bling, very desirable, expensive. So I've got here a pair of kitchen scales, and what we're going to do, we're going to actually see how it actually efficient is against a normal stove. I'll just boil half a litre of water up and time them, and importantly we'll see the efficiency of this, how fast it boils the water, and also how much gas this uses and how much the standard stove uses. So have a look at the stove first. So it's got like an insulated jacket round it, a little handle. That handle's not really stable enough to like hold it. You know, you can't hold it like a cup like that or anything, but that insulates it. So on the top we've got a lid, and that's got a pouring spout and a little filter, so for filtering whatever you've been boiling out, pasta, rice or something. Next in here is this is a little stand, and this is if you want, you only need this if you want to use a different a standard large pot instead of this on top of the cooker. Generally you might not need that. We've got a gas cylinder. This is the JetBoil one, and this has got 100 grams of gas in it. Next we've got the actual burner itself. It's we've got a standard little tap to control it, and a push button piezoelectric igniter. And finally in here we've got a stand, and the legs fold out, and the gas canister clips on, and it makes it more stable. I'm not going to use this gas canister. This is a brand new one, and I'm going to be taking that out with me. I'll use an old one. It's a standard fitting, so any of these canisters with this screw type fitting will actually work with the JetBoil. And finally on the JetBoil, on the bottom you've got a cup or a bowl, whatever you want to call it, plastic. Eat or drink out of that. And this is the actual, I suppose, saucepan itself. And how this fits together, you get a gas cylinder. This just screws on. That just fits on top, and then you've got the lid, and that's basically it. Right, so this is the JetBoil. I've taken the gas canister out because I want to compare like with like. The JetBoil itself, 312 grams. That's including your pot and your cup, and a 100 gram canister of gas is coming at 198 grams. Right. So to compare this, I've got my old stove. This is shall we say nondescript. I don't even know what make that is anymore. It's just a standard gas stove by another manufacturer. Wasn't particularly expensive, wasn't particularly cheap. And then to compare like with like, the JetBoil, I've got a cup and a pan. So I've got a pan. This is what I bought. I've had it ages. And a bowl, about the same size as the bowl and JetBoil. So I'm going to compare like with like. So that lot comes in 533 grams, JetBoil 311. So straight off it's 220 grams lighter than a cheaper stove. They also claim this is more efficient. We'll see. Okay, each stove has got 250 millilitres of water in it. It's basically enough to make a cup of tea. I've actually used the scales to weigh it out, so I know they're exactly the same weight, and I'll get them going. There's no wind here in the garage, but temperature is about 6-7 degrees C, so it's not particularly warm, and both those canisters have got plenty of gas in them. Right, so we'll get this going and start the stopwatch. JetBoil's going, we go. So the other one was, it was about 6-7 seconds behind the JetBoil to go, and we'll see how long it takes to boil this water. And both of them, they're on maximum. It's quite obvious that the JetBoil boils a lot quieter than the standard cooker, and I can feel the heat coming off from that. I can't feel much coming off from the JetBoil. The titanium doesn't have the heat indicator which the standard Sol does, so it's guesswork as to when it's boiling, but just have to keep looking. There's steam coming out of them. That's boiling. That's 33 seconds. So's that. Okay, so in terms of time, the JetBoil was no faster than the standard cooker, and both took about 33 seconds to boil 250 ml, half a pint of water. Now I did weigh these gas canisters before I used them, and the JetBoil, according to my scales, has used 2 grams of gas, and the other stove has used 3 grams of gas. Okay, so there you have it. You may have noticed the deliberate mistake in there, that I couldn't actually read the stopwatch on my phone correctly. It was 1 minute and 33 seconds to boil the water, not 33 seconds, so 1 minute and 33 seconds to boil 250 millilitres of water, and that was pretty much both stoves. So in regards time to boil water, same as a standard gas stove, no different really, and regards gas usage, both came out the same. There's only 1 gram difference between the two, and I'm not sure my scales are accurate enough, so unless I do a much longer test with a much bigger amount of water, I can't really say there's any difference between gas usage of the JetBoil and the gas usage of a standard stove. So in terms of performance, the JetBoil is pretty much the same as a standard stove. How well it compares to if there's a gale blowing, I don't know. The advantages is it's light. From that stove there, it was 220 grams lighter, and it's compact. You know, it folds in your hand, it packs into your rucksack well. So that's the 2 advantages of it. I couldn't tell any difference on boil time and gas usage between that and the standard stove.